Well, good morning indeed, Amikata. You're welcome to the show. This is Expressive, and I'm sure we've started your week on a good note with that beautiful music. I loved it. I mean, it put my heart on a different level. I hope it did with you as well. You're welcome to the show. My name is Jackie, and today is our Monday edition of Expressive. It's definitely going to be inspiring. It's going to be dope, like we always do with Dope Mondays, doses of power and enrichment. Be here with me, stay with me, because it's going to be a learning curve right here on the show, as I have a very strong woman sharing her story with us right here on the show. Before I move to the quote of the day, let me tell you something. Because it's Monday, let me just motivate you and inspire you to start your week right. Listen, Monday comes with a lot of ups and downs. Monday comes with a lot of people wishing that they never had a Monday. They wish, they'll just be there and then move to Tuesday straight away. But since you have the Monday, make this Monday count. Make sure that you have a positive attitude towards the Monday. I know a lot of people, I talk about attitude a lot. It's important. Having a good attitude changes everything. Not just having a positive attitude, having a good attitude changes everything. And so I entreat you, I urge you to have a positive attitude towards work, towards friendship, towards relationship, whatever it is you're doing. Just positivity, positive vibrations, that's what you need, and have a good attitude. See, bad attitude will take you somewhere that you never want to go. Bad attitude will make you lose opportunities. Bad attitude will make you lose friends. And so having a good attitude is good. I know maybe it might be too late to change into, from your bad ways to your good, but it's never too late. Trust me. Have a positive attitude and a good attitude. It's a Monday and it's an exciting day. I'll move to our quote of the day right now. Expressive quote of the day. A woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. Expressive quote of the day. A woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. And so I hope you get your voice today. I hope you're able to obtain and acquire your voice today, because if you have a voice, you are a strong woman. I'll move to our question of the day. Expressive question of the day. If you were to work in a hotel, which department would you prefer to work in? This question, if you were to work in a hotel, which department would you want to work in? I think I like money, so I'm sure the financial department, the finance, that's where I would. But also I love food too, so maybe I'm confused. But do send in your question, do send in your answers via our WhatsApp number. I'll read them right here. Share with us, tell us what you think. But we have a woman who's worked in this space, in this industry for more than 30 years, or almost 30 years. She'll share her story with us. And of course, being a woman and being in this space is definitely going to be inspiring. If you're a woman and you want to find your voice, stay with us, because you are going to find your voice right here on Expressive. Don't forget, we are not expressive just for the sake of expressive. Do share your comments with us. Express yourself with us via our social media, and I'll read it right here on the show. Like I said, my name is Jackie. I'll be back after this. Well, welcome back. You're still watching Expressive. We are live on GH1 TV. It's our Dope Mondays, doses of power and enrichment. We always want you to start your week on a very good note. And so we bring personalities, inspiring personalities with inspiring stories, with motivational stories, just so you can start your week on a perfect note. And today is no exception. We have a phenomenal woman, a woman who's been in her business or her field for close to 30 years, 3 decades. That's not a joke. A woman who recently won the Women Empowerment Personality category at the just ended Millennium Excellence Awards. Listen, it's a pleasure to have her here. She has done so well for herself, and I am certain that we will learn a lot from her. She is the Deputy Food and Beverage Manager at Labadi Beach Hotel. EKUA Zara Ghati-TSAGLI. Welcome to the show.
Yes,
you look amazing.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here.
Yes,
and congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
How did you feel when you got the award?
I was, recognized. I felt really very happy and humbled. And I felt that it's been worth it. And it gives encouragement to do more and help more people and more women to get somewhere.
After 30 years.
After 30 years. A long time.
Yeah, we'll talk about the whole journey and all of it. But let's get to know you a bit.
Yes.
Let's get to know who Awonana is.
That's my name. Yes.
Tell us more about you. Tell us where. Reading about you, I realized that you were born at one place, then you moved here, Addis Ababa, to Lagos, to London. Let's talk about growing up for you.
Yes. I was born in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. My father was working in the UN, the ILO. So obviously they hopped, my parents, my mother and father, they hopped everywhere around the world. And they ended up in Addis Ababa, where I was born. And then, you're there for like a couple of years and you get another posting, you go higher. So after I was born in Addis, we left there when I must have been about 18 months. And when my father was given a big up, you go higher, he was sent to Nigeria to be in charge of the UN ILO office for Nigeria and 7 other countries within West Africa. And so I started my education in Lagos, St. Saviour's School in Ikoyi, and I was there till when we went there. By the time we settled, I was like 2 there. We were there till I was about 8. And being an only child, my father insisted and my mother insisted I would not be just put in any boarding school somewhere. I will have to be with them. Okay. So in Lagos, actually, they were the nicest times of my life. When you are young and carefree, and it was lovely. We lived in an area called Ikoyi, which is still like the prime area. And my fondest memories were there. And then from when I was about 8, my father was promoted to Switzerland to go higher in the ILO again. So we were all shipped to Geneva. And then I went to a school there for about 2 years. But the French and the English language was because I'd started education on the English stream, so the French was a bit of a. So my parents decided to send me to a school in England called it was called St. Andrews. So I did that my first Form 1, and Daddy retired. He was 60 then. I came late in life. I was a retirement baby.
A retirement baby.
So we came back to Ghana, and they were deciding if I should be just put in a boarding school there to just continue my education. But they did the wisest thing, my mother and my father, and they brought me to Achimota because they felt I had to learn the Ghanaian language, which understood Fanti. We are Fantis, but it was to make friends and get to know the system, and that's what's helped me. If I had missed the Achimota, it would be difficult. I'd have been totally lost.
So you made some friends then.
Yes, and they are our lasting friends. Schools, the friends you make in school, really, they take
last.
Yes, it takes you through life. So I got to Achimota when I was in Form 2, and then we left after O levels. I was old enough. I'd made enough contacts, learned the language, the system, and so I was sent back to England. And I went to a boarding school, the girls' school in Kent, called Farrington's. It was a girls' school then. It's now mixed. It's changed over the years. That was a long time. That was in the mid-80s. That shows my age. And so Farrington's was the A levels, and then after that, that was it. I wasn't too sure exactly what to do as a career after A levels, And then I came to Ghana. I think I came on holidays, and I think there was one of my reports, and it was not. I wasn't an A student at that. I wasn't an A student, and one of my father's sisters came and said, "Oh, no, your daddy said you didn't do well in your exams, eh? Why? You want to cook with me in the kitchen, or you want to bake cakes with me?" And I thought that was really, what was she trying to say? Meaning that catering
was for, in
those days,
a certain
if you do catering, if you do hotel management, so a hotel management wasn't fashionable then. Catering, or you sew at opamaze, it was not too. And I said, so that it stuck in my head. So after A levels, I said, I would like to do something to do with food, because I think what she said somehow stuck in my head. And I was like, surely what was all that for? And then hotel management had just started. By now, we're towards the end of the 80s. It had become a new career, a new thing in England, well, around the world. I think Ghana, I hadn't quite caught on then. So I went to a private college called West London College. It's in Bond Street. And then it was a course you're doing in Bond Street at the same time as Southgate University. It was about hotel management and tourism. So that I did. Okay. I did that for 3 years. And so that was the career.
We'll talk about how you now landed the job.
Yeah.
1991, and you are still working there. We'll talk about it. But how many Ghanaian languages can you speak, or did you manage to learn at the time?
Yes, Fanti.
Okay.
And then Fanti, because my mother is Fanti. She's Fanti and Gan. I think your surname is Akwe.
Akwe.
My mother's maiden name is Akwe.
I'm sure that's my grand auntie.
Where? Akwe from where?
Sempe.
That's what you see. So your grandmother is. You have to carry, amazing. So that means you're my niece, yes.
I'm sure.
So she's my mother is Fanti, and my father is from Winnipeg, 100%. Okay. Sorry, was from, and they are Guans. So we speak Efutu there.
Okay.
So I speak Fanti, and then Efutu a few words, and of course after working at Labadi Beach Hotel. You can't live in Labadi and not speak Ga.
So you can speak Ga?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
We have to, otherwise we've been on their land.
We won't even understand it.
No, we'll be totally lost. So that's it. And and being married to an Ewe now, I can pick a bit of Ewe. At least when you're speaking it, I can flow with
Efwa.
That one I'm trying to force. I'm trying to force.
You have to.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Interesting. But let's talk about listening to your story now, and of course reading about you. I see that you grew up in different places. Tell us about how that shaped you as a young girl growing up.
It shaped me in the sense that it made me very open-minded, because we started in Lagos. It's a different culture. The house helps were Yoruba. So at that young age, I learned sort of that culture a bit. And then so I made friends there. There are a couple we're still in fact, more than a couple, we're still in touch with them. So that made me see the Nigerian culture. It's very different. I still remember with my childhood eye, every event you go, they all wear one color lace, one color hair tie. Ashobi, they are very supportive. It's a very different culture. They're very supportive culture. That's what I remember. My mother never joined in Ashobi. She wasn't too keen on that.
Enthused.
Yes, yeah. I thought it was very beautiful. So that made me see the Nigerian culture. And then we moved on to Switzerland. Switzerland is a very proper place. Everything is correct. You go by the rules. Everything is perfect. So I learned that was also different. And then I went off to England. The school I went before I came to Achimota. The English is English. So that is how the English one too. We learn, of course, about we all pilgrimage to the Queen of England.
Yeah.
And so it's a different culture. And then I came to Ghana. So that was it. So it made me, honestly, I'm open-minded to a lot of things. And I respect everybody else's culture. So, I saw so many different places. Of course, Ethiopia was a baby. So I don't remember too much about the Ethiopian culture. But what has made me see that it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm open-minded to anybody's religion, you are a Muslim and you're a Christian, you believe in a tree, you believe in this motorcycle. It's you. And it's interesting to see other people and respect other people's cultures, because you may believe in this, somebody else believes in that. But it makes it interesting. And I think it's helped me. So I'm open-minded to a lot of things.
Has that helped you in your field that you are now? Because looking at where you are, you would find and work with a vast, range of different people.
It's maybe be more interested in giving everybody a chance. Whether you have, whatever you look like, everybody deserves a chance in life, from where they're coming from. So that's made me open-minded towards a lot of things. Whilst some other people, even some of my colleagues, like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Just leave them. That's their style. That's where they are coming. Everybody's from somewhere else, and I think
that's something I think we should pick up as well. But let's talk about how you landed your job at Labadi Beach, and it's been what, 30 years, because it was in 1991.
Yes. So this
was I born then?
Hey, were you? That's a bit. Yes, actually, it would have been 30 years now for that, but it would probably be 31 years since it started. Yeah, I was. It's very interesting. I was at I was in my last year in a hotel management school in England, and so I came on Christmas holidays. And I remember vividly, I remember so well, I think it was a Thursday evening or something. And when you were young, that time the fashionable place was Balm Tavern. It was getting ready, all our friends were going to Balm Tavern for the night. It was at a nightclub. It was somewhere in Kanishi. Okay. If you went there, if you didn't go there, you were not sure. No, you didn't come from London. You were not there to show off your dress. You've really lost us.
I see.
Yeah. So I remember my parents, I think we're having supper or something. My mother said, oh, no, we're having lunch. And I said, oh, this evening we're going for a cocktail, Daddy and I. Will you join us? Let's go to a cocktail. I said, now what would I want to go to a cocktail for? Go and meet the president. You meet the president. You don't meet the president of Ghana. That time I think it was President Jerry John Rawlings. But you should come and meet the president. I said, no, I have more plan. Those days we had no mobile phones, there were no bleeps. It was just you were waiting for these old
phones. You already had
my plans, and we couldn't change the plans because you couldn't text me WhatsApp or anything. So I just said, okay. So it was around 5:30. My mother knocks on the door. She was very determined, and it just shows you how God uses, God speaks to us or comes through in different ways. So so you won't go with us to a cocktail. Your father is waiting in the car. I said, what is this cocktail? She said, come on, let's go. Go and see the president. You don't want to meet the first lady. You haven't seen them before in your life.
Yeah.
Let's go. I said, all right. So I dragged her along. I wore some. I still remember I was wearing a little white dress. So we go to this cocktail. So it's somewhere in, I think it was in the State House. Or, at the castle. Osu Castle. Yeah. So then we're standing there. The president comes, he's tall, and I remember he was very handsome, waving. He waves at my mother. We're just in the crowd. You see the president? I'm like, yeah, right. So interesting. Yeah, big deal. Can we go now?
I want to go for my program.
Yes, I have a plan. And Mommy, what's all this? I said, no. Let's wait a bit. And then just then, from the side, the first lady was Madame Nana Kunedu, the former Her Excellency Nana Kunedu, came to the side and obviously joined and very politely greeted my mother and I. And I think my mother and her mother went to Women's Fellowship in Calvary Methodist.
Right.
I think so. They must have had some sort of hello acquaintance.
Already.
Polite, yes. So she says, oh, meet my daughter. So I'm like, oh gosh, Mommy, what is all this? So hello, madam. Oh, young lady, what are you doing? I think my mother was usually bragging, do you know hotel management? Then she just turns and she looks at me and says, oh, young lady, there's a hotel being built. It's just, I think, either they just started or they are in construction, and it's going to be built for the NAM conference. You must come and work here. And I was like, and I remember my face dropping. Work in Ghana? No, I'm not coming. And my mother said, that's nice. And then I think within a split second, she said, who is in charge of that? There was a gentleman, Mr. PV Obing. PV. And it was like, I think that moment was ordained. That's why when they say you miss your moment of blessing, it goes.
It can never happen.
At that moment, I think she just turned and said, PV, this young lady, Labadi Beach Hotel, she said, you can help her or something. And then he also goes, yes, madam. And that moment later, a second later, he says, Sam Jonah. That's Sam Jonah.
Wow.
Sam Jonah. Where some were just standing. Some were He was the one who brought the whole investment. So Uncle Sammy just says yes. Says, oh, this young lady, Labadi Beach, the hotel. They didn't. I think the name was not even there at that time. Then he said, yes, sir. And there went Madam Nana Kunedu.
Wow.
There went P.V. Bing.
Wow.
Uncle Sam disappeared. And within a year, I'd finished my course and I was heading to Ghana.
Wow.
So it was just at that moment, she did the connection just right. And obviously the job offer came up and the application was sent. And as the English say, the rest is history.
30 years down the line, do you regret anything? Do you wish you would have done something different back then?
Yeah. Honestly, there's nothing else. Along the way, you feel, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. But now, as we speak, I'm happy. I'm glad I took that decision. And within a year, I was in Ghana.
Wow.
And yeah, so that is it.
So you're one of the people that have made Labadi Beach Hotel what it is now.
I was the first person to be employed.
Wow.
The first Ghanaian. Yes. So because I had just finished my course in London. So I was employed there and I trained in their hotels. At that time it was Lonro, Metropole Hotels. So I was in the London branch for about 9 months. Then they sent me to Birmingham, cold Birmingham, for another 5 months. And then I came to Ghana. So I was one of the few Ghanaian managers then.
And I'm sure women as well.
Yes, I was the first. Yes, it was just two female executive managers at the time. That time they were just the expatriates. There were a lot over the years. The expatriates go down. So that is how Labadi.
Wow, how was it working at Labadi Beach as a woman in 1991?
Yes,
I'm sure that a lot of women, at the time working in hotels as well.
Yes,
women hotel.
Yes.
I don't think everybody wants to see woman or their name and hotel in one sentence.
Yes. Well, at that time, obviously, it was not fashionable. So I could see you could see some, where do you work? Oh, I work in a hotel. Eyebrows. You could feed. And I was very young, extremely young. I was the youngest manager.
I can imagine.
Yes, straight out of college.
30 years, you don't look. I don't even know what age to give you now, but I'll think about it.
Yes. So I think it was just from that, because obviously I just finished my course, then the job came in, and so I had to train. So it was about 31 years ago. So it was all boom, boom, boom. So when I came, the expatriates, I think there were about 7 European expatriates then. They were all male, no females. And then it was the Ghanaians, it was I, and then the HR manager, and then I think the housekeeper. We were the only females. People looked at you as scans, a bit like hotel, hotel. Now it's the greatest career. I think every university in Ghana is now trying to do that. It's obviously it's put value. I think in the past, hotels were not taken too seriously in the past. So I remember when I was young, I could hear things like, oh, that one works in Ambassador Hotel. But now it's completely different. Of course, now we are educated. And education is getting higher and higher.
But so was it challenging for you? Did you want to ever say that, okay, let me just stop or quit?
No, I'm a fighter. So it was and I think because we were not so many, at management level, the Ghanaians were, so I was a bit of like the token. So they were a bit careful with me. I think, yes. They always had a few Ghanaians to make the picture nice. And, those were colonial days a bit. Yes, it's very different now. Now it's, that's what happened.
What would you tell any young person, thinking about pursuing what they want, but what they want is actually not acceptable by society kind of thing?
Yes.
What would you tell them?
I would tell them that I would pray about it and pursue your dream, because everybody has a talent. I really believe it. We're so used to this conventional, you must be a doctor, you must be a lawyer. If you are not, then you are not. I think now you must be IT. I think that's the latest, isn't it? Whatever, any young lady coming, whatever you want to do. If it's a head, down the hairdressers are hairstylists. Whatever you want to do. If you want to mop the floor and mop it in a designer way, go ahead. Whatever you want to do it, but do it to the best of your ability. And God will see you through. That's what I would say.
Whatever you want to do it to the best of your ability, and God will see you through. I love that.
I think that's it. Yeah.
I love that. Tell us what drives you. 30 years in doing something that, people, would always raise eyebrows. Tell us what drives you.
what drives me is the passion of, I believe in helping people. I think that comes naturally to me. When I see a client in the hotel and they're going to they come to have an event and they call me and, oh, EKUA, please help us. This is my daughter's wedding, or my son's this, or my this, or my father's this, whatever. And I can help them and they are happy at the end of the event. Just, EKUA, thank you. Yeah. That gives me the joy. It's somehow, I feel a release. I think that's me. I've always believed in it. I believe in sharing. I feel better. Yes.
So in that case, what would you want to be remembered for?
That I made a difference in people's lives. I help people. Because really, I always say that we consider wealth to be your cars, your jewelry, your properties. But it's what you really left people. It's what you did for people. The impact you left in people's lives. You help them along the way. You know, whilst like me, that I was helped indirectly. Like being even do you know this young, it was that moment. It was God. You know, it was just God at that moment.
It was ordained.
It was ordained. And because along the way, that happened, I always make an effort to help anyone I can. Because I feel that is the same way as you do, people have done for you also. You should also, and you don't know what they will turn out to be one day. You honestly wouldn't, you know. So.
Wow, I'm hoping that you're learning one or two things from Madame EKUA. I'm learning a lot from her. But let's talk about innovation in your sector. I mean, 30 years down the line. Yeah. How has innovation impacted your sector? I'm sure when you started, it was totally different from now. Yeah. Tell us about it.
Yeah. You know, 30 years is a long time.
It is.
3 decades. In the very beginning, when I started working at Labadi, many people didn't have, you see, in those days, people were not going out so much. You know, like now Ghanaian families go out every week for lunch. The restaurants are always full now. It was only specific people. It was mostly the expatriates and just corporates in those days. Now it's really a very different ball game. In those days, people just, you give a bill, how they pay. Now everybody wants a deal. People are looking for value for money. Nobody, especially after COVID, you can't just throw money around, even if you're the richest man on this earth, because tomorrow is not, it's not for us. So everything has to be interesting. You have to be innovative. You have to come up with always something interesting. Make people feel, they want to feel that they went away, they felt it was value for what they got. Yeah. So it's just, you have to think out of the box. You have to crack do things differently. At first it was like stereotyped. You know, things are different now, and you have to be a bit more open-minded and bend the rules a bit to make the clients happy. Because if you're not interested, they'll go to the next place. There's so many places now, so it's different.
I must say your Sunday brunch is my favorite.
Oh, wow. Good.
So we'll talk about that. But when we come back from there, we'll talk about women empowerment as well, your whole idea and your thoughts on women empowerment. But I'm here with EKUA Ghartey, and she is such a phenomenal woman. We're learning a lot from her. I hope you're learning as well. But this is Expressive. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies, could you forgive a cheat?
I can't, and I can't.
People have endured it so much.
Well, welcome back. My name is Jackie, and this is still Expressive, and I'm still here with the Deputy Food and Beverage Manager at Labadi Beach Hotel, EKUA Zara Ghartey-TSAGLI. No, but I noticed you have 2 surnames. There's Ghartey and there's Chagli.
Yes.
Because I know Chagli is also a surname.
Yes. Chagli is my husband's name.
Oh, right.
Yes. Chagli from KG.
Okay.
Yes.
And the Ghartey is your surname.
Yes, my father.
Are you related to Joe Ghartey?
Yes, he's my cousin. Yes.
Okay.
All Gharteys are from Winneba.
Okay.
Yes, the famous royal family.
Okay.
Gharteys. Yes,
okay.
Yes. and then Chagli is also the royal family from KG. So
you're a royal, fully.
both sides.
Let's talk about women empowerment.
Yeah.
I mean, when you, of course, you won the award for women empowerment. When you hear women empowerment, what comes to you when you hear women empowerment?
And when I hear women empowerment, what comes to me is women. The betterment of women in general, across board. Women coming up in life. As history has it, women have always been suppressed, oppressed by the world, by the system, by men, you know, and women are now given an opportunity to have an equal voice. You know, now they seem to even have louder voices. So women empowerment is that high, and it's to better women, to encourage women to come up there. Because women, you know, they used to always say that you must have a son because the women that would just be cooking in the kitchen. But now the women are going to greater heights. They are more responsible, obviously. When you have daughters, you are sorted, you know, most of the time.
So what can we do? I mean, what are you doing in your own small little way to empower women, to, you know, give women the voice? Like I said in my intro, that once a woman has a voice, that woman is stronger.
What, in my own little ways, I interact with a lot of women, younger ladies. Obviously, my work, you know, the hotel, the staff, a lot of them are very young now. Every time, you know, some move on, younger ones, the newer ones are born. It's just to encourage them to come up, because women should also stand to be counted. We've been oppressed for too long, and it's very important for a woman to do something. Gone are the days when they would always say, "Oh, you'll marry a man, somebody will marry you. Oh, she's so pretty, they'll marry her." Now that's not cool
like
again.
that.
I mean, I always tell my young friends, a man takes you home now. His parents, the first thing they say is, "What does she do?" Oh, yeah, dang. Because it's what is she bringing to the table? Our son cannot be stressed. This world is so stressful.
You need to also bring to the table.
You have to bring something. And tomorrow, as I keep saying, is not guaranteed. You can have a husband who, God forbid, can die tomorrow. What happens to your children? They become destitute. So if you can't do anything, you really have a problem. So women have to come up and do something. Whatever, even if you are selling ice, whatever you're doing, we must do something. And so whatever I can do to encourage them, young and old, I do.
I see you give back a lot as well. I
believe in it. That's also, maybe that's my calling. Some friends of mine say, "Oh, you overdo it. Stop giving these gifts. You're always giving people." I have a friend, she's on me all the time. I said, "No, it's just, that's me." And it's worked for me. And you know, I believe I am yet to see anybody who is given and God hasn't blessed.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Wherever you go, doors open. And folks don't understand. Say, this one, what is it that she's... It's just the little you gave to somebody. You blessed somebody who needed it. And the blessings just come back.
Overflow.
And it's guaranteed.
I can't add anything else to this interview. We are done.
Thank you.
But before that, I mean, let me just... we have this, you know, very trivial questions. We want to get to know you a bit, get to know your lighter side. So the very first, that's a very, very, you know, exciting questions. So very quick. Don't even think about it. It should come to you naturally. So fufu with a punching kakra or Ghana jollof?
Ghana jollof. That's it.
High life music or hip life music, or classical or cools?
High
life. So kotoko hats for sports. Kotoko hats.
My mother is half Ghana. Hats, isn't it?
Movies, romantic or adventure?
Adventure. I like the thrill.
Media, radio or television?
TV, so I can see pretty faces like you.
Thank you so much for coming. I've enjoyed my time with you. We asked a question. We said, if, you know, people had to choose, which department in the hotel would they be? And quite interesting questions. About the question, I prefer finance department. I already said I want to be at the finance department.
All the money, that's what the money goes.
Please tell her to help me. I have completed secondary level, but my results is not good, so I am at home. Okay. Are you on social media? Can people reach out to you?
Yes.
What's your handle?
Yes, I'll give it to you afterwards.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I would put it up tomorrow.
Yes,
I'll tell you guys what her handle is tomorrow. Hello, good morning. I'm Eugene from East Legon, Ogbojo. I think if I work in a hotel, I'll prefer in a restaurant to be a waiter because there is the money, the most, the tips.
The tips.
So you want to be a waiter? Okay, we've heard you. I prefer to work at the reception because I love to interact. This is Sammy. Okay, thank you so much for getting interactive with us. Thank you for sending in your questions. But it's time to celebrate some people. It's time to celebrate you. You're celebrating your birthday today. We say happy birthday in advance. And if you're also celebrating anybody, we say congratulations to you. If it's your birthday, we say happy birthday to you as well. Madam EKUA ZARA GHARTEY-TSAGLI. Awonana. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
We've enjoyed our time with you. We have learnt a lot.
Yes.
And hopefully I'll bring the whole crew to you one of these days.
Come for Sunday lunch.
Yes.
On the house.
Oh, on the house. We are
Organized.
grateful. But thank you so much. But finally, before you go, your message to the youth of this country.
Yes. My message to the youth of this country is please embrace education. Do something. It's the only way. In our time where we got away, I mean, not me, but in general, people just got away with things. But now, if you don't have the paper, the certificate on whatever, you're not going to get anywhere. So let's embrace education. Do something. Maybe you're not privileged enough to go to school now, but learn some trade. Do something. And please, let's not be swayed by this peer pressure. This Instagram thing, everything, the latest phone, the latest this, the latest that, and just concentrate on whatever you're doing. Peer pressure is what is really disturbing the youth of this generation. The peer pressure is driving them to do, is putting all the young men off marriage and all this. Just be calm, know where you're going, where you're from and where you're going, and be patient, and your time will come. I know when it's young, you're in a hurry to become big, but your time will surely come. So patience.
Your time will come. Patience. Make sure you embrace education, most importantly.
Absolutely.
So we brought you here to celebrate you, of course, for winning the award at the just ended Millennium Excellence Award. So we celebrate you. Thank you so much for supporting women. And thank you for being an epitome of a strong woman. But tell us, what does the Millennium Excellence Award mean to you?
It means a lot to me. It's a very distinguished award. Obviously, those who gave it are there in our country, in our world, and it gives me encouragement that I've been appreciated and humbled by it, not to grow wings with it, humbled, and that I can, in my own little way, and I shall continue as long as I'm around to do what I can to help women, empowerment, people in general. Even I believe in charities. I believe in helping the orphanages. I believe in that. It's full of girls who will be one day our leaders. And God knows the presidents and first ladies, presidents will get from that. So just, and that is what I believe in.
Thank you very much. We wish you well.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Also, that's you on the screens.
Okay, I'm the next. I'm the next.
You are the next. Yes, after her. I saw you at the award. I was, impressed.
In Kumasi. Yes, that's me.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, that was about a month ago. So
yeah.
It's an award not for me, for all women.
For all women.
And that everybody can make it.
Yeah.
No matter who, no matter where you're from, is determination. Don't follow peer pressure. Just know your plan and God will lead you. People along the way, people can laugh at you. When I was younger, friends were laughing. Where you're going to work? Let's chill. Today, look at
you.
So
look at you.
So please, young ladies of today,
be focused.
Be focused.
Thank you so much.
All
we
right.
wish you well.
Thank you.
And all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing our studios and of course our sets. We're grateful. I hope you learned something from today's interview. I learned a lot from the interview, and that's the most important thing. I told you, we always want you to start your week on a very, very good note. I'm sure you've picked one or two things from our guests, and that will guide you through your week and of course through your life. It's important. one thing she said that, you know, is still in my mind. She said, let's embrace education. Let's do away with peer pressure. A lot of us, a lot of the youth, we are just following what people are doing and what our friends are doing. Let's do away with that. Let's embrace education. I'm glad you learned something, and thank you so much for joining us today on our Doses of Power and Enrichment right here on Expressive. We'll definitely be back tomorrow with our Techie Tuesday right here on GH1 TV. We're going, but make sure you enjoy the rest of our programs and make sure you have a good Monday, and of course have a good week as well.